ANS News Video. Dear friends of Don Bosco and the Salesian Family, welcome back to ANS News Video. The month of February was marked by two important visits of the Rector Major to the regions of Inter-America and America South Cone, and there were many other initiatives and projects carried out in the Salesian world. Let us therefore review them, starting with the activities of each region. Africa, Madagascar. For this edition, let's begin with the Africa, Madagascar region. Congo, extraordinary visit to Africa, Congo. The extraordinary visit to the Vice Province of Mary Help of Christians, Africa, Congo, began on the last 21st of February. The visit was conducted on behalf of the Rector Major by the Councillor for the Africa-Madagascar region, Father Alphonse Woudou. The extraordinary visitation opened with a meeting at the headquarters of the Vice Province in Kinshasa with the Superior of the Africa-Congo Vice Province, Father Manuel Imine, and his council, and will end on the 15th of May next. This is the first extraordinary visitation to be made to this Vice Province, which was established just 5 years ago on the 8th of September in 2017. Kenya, training of labor officials. The Don Bosco Tech Africa, the body that coordinates Salesian vocational training on the continent, is working hard to promote advocacy and foster the development of networks and partnerships between vocational training centers and with local businesses and companies. With this in mind, from the 7th to the 17th February, it organized a training course for around 30 officials from the labor services, during which best practices for developing networks and long-term partnerships for Salesian technical professional education centers were examined and discussed. South Africa, Salesian Institute Youth Projects. The Salesian Institute for Youth Projects in Cape Town experienced a special moment with the visit of South Africa's Minister of Social Development, Lindiwe Zulu, from the 8th to 11th February. This institute has been working with young people from at-risk backgrounds for over a century and currently offers 4 official programs: the Learn to Live School of Skills, the Porsche Mechatronics Program, the Waves of Change Maritime Training Program, and the Needs Employability Program for young people. America Southern Cone. It was certainly a time of grace also for the America South Cone region, blessed this month by the visit of the Rector Major with a large number of ongoing initiatives. Brazil. Spiritual exercises for provincials and provincial councils. The spiritual exercises for the provincials and provincial councils of the provinces of the region of the America South Cone, preached by the Rector Major, Father Angel Fernandez Artime, took place from 14th to 18th February in São Leopoldo, in the south of Brazil. The moment of spiritual and fraternal sharing was attended by 84 Salesians from 11 provinces, the 6 from Brazil, Manaus, Recife, Campo Grande, Belo Horizonte, Sao Paulo, and Porto Alegre, the 2 from Argentina, north and south, and those from Uruguay, Paraguay, and Chile. The regional councillor, Father Gabriel Romero, was also present. The program included 7 talks given by Father Fernandez Artime on the central theme, Salesian Consecrated Identity, in the light of the 28th General Chapter, and 4 sessions with dialogue between the Rector Major and the Assembly on issues of animation and governance of the congregation. Argentina, creating hope, weaving links. In Santiago del Estero, there are many needy young people who are rediscovering the joy of hoping in the present with dignity and a better future. Thanks to the Merendero Project, a center run by the Salesians and young people together, where 4 days a week about 100 needy young people receive a snack and an opportunity to be together. Coming from highly problematic backgrounds, these young people can find a lifeboat at the Merendero, which then leads them to get to know the other educational, training and spiritual initiatives of the Salesian Oratory. In the end, many of them take a radical turn in their lives and benefit. East Asia Oceania. From the East Asia Oceania region come beautiful testimonies from young people, together with other institutional appointments. Let's see them. Extraordinary visit to the northern Philippines. The extraordinary visitation to the province of the northern Philippines, led by Father Alfred Maravilla, General Counselor for Missions, began on 8th February. Although he is originally from the Philippines, Father Maravilla left as a missionary to Papua New Guinea more than 30 years ago. For this reason, and in order to better understand the organization and the Salesian Pastoral Educational Plan of the province, in the first days of the visit, before going to the individual houses, the extraordinary visitor had an online meeting with the directors, and later he met in presence all the coordinators of the provincial commissions and the provincial council. Pakistan. Clearance for the opening of Akash Bashir's case. Akash Bashir, aged 20, a Pakistani national, sacrificed himself on the 15th of March 2015 to prevent a suicide bomber from causing a massacre at St. John's Church in Jehanabad, a Christian neighborhood in Lahore, Pakistan. He had studied at the Don Bosco Technical Institute in Lahore and became a security volunteer. He lived his faith through service to his community, to the point of giving his life to save the people who were gathered inside the church for Sunday Mass. The Christian community of the Jehanabad district was very happy with the news of the opening of the cause of martyrdom of Akash Bashir. The diocesan phase of the cause of beatification and canonization of Akash Bashir officially begins on the 15th of March, on the 7th anniversary of his death. This young Salesian past pupil thus becomes the first Pakistani on his way to the altars and represents all persecuted Christians in countries with a Christian minority and all young people who are courageous and proud of their faith. The Salesians working in Pakistan feel blessed to be part of the life and history of this people and to be able to touch with their own hands the holiness of a young man who has absorbed the Salesian education system, making the ordinary of his life something extraordinary. Thailand. MGS young people discuss the theme of the Strenna. On the 19th of February, the Salesian Youth Ministry of Thailand, together with members of the Salesian Family, organized a meeting for young people of the Salesian Youth Movement (MGS) through the digital Zoom platform. The meeting, attended by more than 300 young people, was based on the theme of Strenna 2022, Do All Through Love, Nothing Through Constraint. The main animator of the day was Father Yarat Chayara, SDB, who guided the young people in their understanding of Saint Francis de Sales and his charism, from which Don Bosco's educational system springs. Congratulations to these young people for their enthusiasm. Vocational training in Vietnam. Vocational schools are one of the several ways in which the Salesians in Vietnam contribute to the community welfare system. Although the country's schools are by law the exclusive preserve of the state, the Salesians continue to provide vocational training through their work placement centers. Thanks to an extensive network of contacts with local companies, Salesian vocational training centers are able to provide students with the technical knowledge they need to enter the world of work quickly. In addition to work skills, the guiding star is the all-round care of young people, due to which they are able to get many opportunities and share ideas. The companies cooperating with the CFPs themselves say, "We choose graduates from Salesian vocational schools not only for their skills, but also for their world view." South Asia. February was a time of important gatherings in the South Asian region, with several provinces being engaged in their chapters with much enthusiasm. Provincial chapter of the Guwahati province. The 21st provincial chapter of the Salesian province of Mary Help of Christians of Guwahati was celebrated from the 7th to the 12th of February, moderated for the first time in the history of the province by a Salesian coadjutor, Brother Joby Money. 66 chapter members and 8 invited observers attended the chapter. The Archbishop of Guwahati, Monsignor John Mulachira, and the Salesian Archbishop Emeritus, Monsignor Thomas Menamparambil, also spoke at various times. Towards the end of the chapter, the new Assamese language Bible was also released, the fruit of a long ecumenical effort coordinated by Salesian Father Lucas Cheruvalel, which aims at fostering knowledge of the scriptures among the approximately 30 million speakers of this language. "25 years of the New Delhi province." The province of Jesus the Good Shepherd of India, New Delhi, celebrated on Saturday, 19th February 2022, the conclusion of the Jubilee year for the 25th anniversary of its foundation. The celebration was specially planned at the end of the provincial chapter, held from the 14th to 18th February 2022, and reached its climax with the solemn Eucharist presided over by Monsignor Leopoldo Ghirelli, Apostolic Nuncio in India. On the other hand, the 9th provincial chapter of the New Delhi province was presided over by the provincial Father Davis John Maniparamben and moderated by Father Sajan M. George. It was attended by 52 capitulars in addition to Monsignor Anil J.T. Koto, Archbishop of New Delhi, and representatives of the Salesian family. During the meetings, the theme, "What kind of Salesians for the youth of today?" was reflected upon, and towards the end of the chapter, the official YouTube channel of the ANS province was also inaugurated. Chennai Provincial Chapter. The Salesian province of St. Thomas the Apostle in Chennai had its provincial chapter between 22nd to 26th of February at the Provincial House with 116 chapter members. Father Jose Kochemkunnel, the provincial, declared the provincial chapter open with Father Patyaraj Rayappan as the moderator. The inaugural Eucharistic celebration was presided over by the Archbishop of Madras Mylapore, Monsignor George Anthony Sami, who stressed, Don Bosco has passed on a legacy and a spirituality of accompaniment that must be lived in mission with the young people of today. Central and Northern Europe. In Central and Northern Europe, shaken by unthinkable events, the Salesians stand by the young and celebrate life. Slovenia, 26th Provincial Chapter of the Salesians. The 26th Provincial Chapter of the province, Saints Cyril and Methodius of Slovenia, with its headquarters in Ljubljana, took place from 14th to 18th February and was held in a spirit of encounter and fraternal sharing under the guidance of the moderator Father Jure Babnik, SDB, Provincial Delegate for Youth Ministry. 28 chapter members renewed the provincial regulations and implemented the guidelines for the next 3 years. The provincial and the president of the chapter, Father Marko Kosnik, said at the end of the assembly, "Let us move forward in hope like Don Bosco, with the young and for the Lord." The concluding Mass was presided over by Monsignor Peter Stumpf, SDB, Bishop of Murska Sobota, who, during his homily, underlined the importance of the Salesians in the Church. The Salesian has a healthy outlook on the world, the faith, and the Church. Ukraine, we are with you. In the dramatic situation experienced by the Ukraine since the end of February, the Salesian presence has been characterized by its proximity to young people and to the entire population in need with concrete gestures of solidarity. The Salesians returned to Ukraine in 1990 after the first presence dating back to the time of Blessed Philip Rinaldi, Don Bosco's third successor, which had been cancelled due to the Sovietization of the country. The sons of Don Bosco are present in the different big cities of the country: Kiev, Lviv, Zhytomyr, Dnipro, Odessa, as well as in Koroshiv, Przemyślany, and Bibirka. Their presence is divided into two different circumscriptions, one dedicated to Mary Help of Christians and belonging to the Greek Catholic Vice Province of Ukraine, based in Kiev, and the other belonging to the province of Saint Hyacinth of Poland, Krakow, which includes Latin Rite religious. Supported by international aid that is arriving in a spirit of solidarity from literally the entire Salesian world, even from the poorest provinces, the Salesians in Ukraine are close to the suffering people, working to welcome the needy population into their shelters, accompanying women, children, and orphans towards the western borders. They also give spiritual and moral support to all and offer hope and courage support to the disillusioned population. Inter-America, For the Inter-American region too, the visit of the Rector Major Father Angel Fernandez Artime with other interesting moments followed. Ecuador. Spiritual exercises of the Inter-American region. From 4th to 10th February, the provincial councils of the Inter-American region gathered in Quito, Ecuador, to take part in the spiritual exercises conducted by the Rector Major, Father Angel Fernandez Artime. A total of 77 Salesians from 13 provinces, in addition to the Rector Major and the Regional Councillor, Father Hugo Orozco, gathered at the San Patricio Spirituality and Convention Center. It was an unprecedented experience which, according to the Rector Major himself, sought to bring the provincial councils closer to the 10th successor of Don Bosco and to encourage them, especially at this time when, because of the pandemic, presence and closeness, deeply Salesian values have been much affected. The spiritual exercises focused on the first challenge of the Sesenium 2020 to 2026, which relates to Salesian identity, all framed in the perspective of Saint Francis de Sales, whose spirituality is at the heart of the Strenna for 2022. Ecuador. Animation visit of the Rector Major in Ecuador. After the spiritual exercises with the provincials and the provincial councils of the region, the Rector Major visited the province of Ecuador on the 10th and 11th of February. The 10th successor of Don Bosco made his closeness felt to the Salesian family of Ecuador by taking part in numerous events. Meeting with the local Salesian family, he gave them just one piece of advice. May you all be good men and women. May you all be saints. To the young people of the Salesian youth movement, he remarked, "The Lord Jesus, Don Bosco, and the young people who will come after you need you." And for this reason, he encouraged them to be missionary disciples. Finally, during the meeting with the Salesians and lay people of the province, he said, "As a congregation, we have no other way but that of fulfilling the common mission." Colombia. Extraordinary visit to the province of Medellin. Father Miguel Angel Garcia Morcuende, General Counselor for Youth Ministry, began the extraordinary visitation of the Salesian province, St. Luis Bertrando of Colombia, Medellin. On 14th of February, Father Miguel Angel is now busy meeting the communities, young people and collaborators of each of the 18 Salesian presences of the province, which covers the western territories of the country. The extraordinary visit will last a total of 11 weeks, and at the end of which the 21st provincial chapter is scheduled, during which the challenges and commitments that the province will have to face in the coming years will be highlighted. Dominican Republic Youth Award. On 11th February, the Salesian community of Barahona celebrated the second edition of the Provincial Youth Award in the auditorium of the Autonomous University of Santo Domingo on the Barahona campus. Young people who have distinguished themselves in various areas of service for the development of the country were honored, particularly those who have left a significant mark through their professions. The event was attended by Mr. Rafael Feliz, Minister of Youth, Monsignor Andres Napoleon Romero Cardenas, Bishop of Barahona, the Mayor of the Municipality of Barahona, Micto Fernandez, together with various authorities and the young people involved in the evening. Mediterranean. Remembering the past, working for the present and looking to the future, all the experiences in the Mediterranean region this February. Youth Ministry in Europe. Some 30 people responsible for youth ministry from the Salesian provinces of Europe met in Fatima, Portugal from 8th to 11th February to reflect on the work of the provincial delegates for youth ministry and to share good practices in this task. Animated by the General Councillor for Youth Ministry, Father Miguel Ángel Garcia Morcuende, and the delegates also analyzed how the documents on youth ministry and the family and on the parishes and shrines entrusted to the Salesians are being taken on board at a practical level. Finally, they also discussed together how to influence the pastoral formation of Salesian formators, how to implement pastoral accompaniment during initial formation, and how to make the collaboration of the laity in the pastoral and ongoing formation of communities effective. Italy. 100 years of the Michael Rua Oratory. The Salesian Oratory, Michele Rua, celebrates its first 100 years this year. It was, in fact, in 1922 when Don Lunati opened the doors of this oratory, which soon became a place of worship and play that has always welcomed numerous children. Children of the many migrations that have colored the face of the neighborhood. Even today, as it did 100 years ago, the oratory is still filled with many children who are all part of the large Michele Rua community. Among the initiatives planned to celebrate the centenary after the official opening are a collection of testimonies from past and present visitors, a photographic exhibition, and visits in the coming months by the Rector Major and his vicar. Portugal. World Youth Day, Don Bosco 2023. The organization responsible for the convocation and participation of young people from the various Salesian environments around the world in World Youth Day, Lisbon 2023. World Youth Day, Don Bosco 2023 will also serve to accompany all the initiatives, activities and moments specifically planned for World Youth Day lived according to the charism of Don Bosco. With a clearly identifiable logo and a significant presence on the internet and social networks, the World Youth Day Don Bosco initiative aims to be a sort of brand that identifies the Salesian youth movement and motivates its young people to make the journey to World Youth Day like a pilgrimage. And that's it for February 2, dear friends of ANS News Video. Keep following us to stay informed about Salesian activities. Like Don Bosco, always at the service of young people and with young people. Thank you.